This video shows police executing a search warrant in a massive Medicare fraud investigation.
Yep, go ahead.
This body-worn camera footage provided by California's Department of Justice.
Police search warrant!
President Donald Trump and California Governor Gavin Newsom and their allies are fighting over who is better at fighting Medicare fraud in California.
We can review every single hospice in California.
Both sides holding dueling LA press conferences just days apart.
A massive hospice fraud bust.
On the left, California Attorney General Rob Bonta, originally appointed to the job by Newsom.
What you're witnessing right now is a seismic shift.
On the right, Dr. Mehmet Oz, Trump's pick to run the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services, and First Assistant U.S. Attorney Bill Essayli.
We're providing the oversight that's been missing from California for a very long time.
Trump's team highlighting this recent early morning raid that resulted in 8 arrests in 9 different healthcare fraud investigations.
California DOJ has been going after healthcare fraud since 1979. For decades. Trump is late to the party.
Bonta says his office uncovered a $267 million fraud scheme involving 21 suspects from 14 fraudulent hospice companies. Bonta calls it the largest fraud prosecution in California history. He explained to us how the alleged scheme works.
This was a group that identified a number of out-of-state individuals on the dark web and then registered them in covered California under Medi-Cal and registered them as residents to be eligible, and then started billing millions of dollars in hospice care that was never actually provided. There was no doctor involved, no care was actually provided.
How widespread is this problem?
Hospice fraud is a significant problem. It's not just in California, but there is a sort of locus of activity in LA County.
Yeah, why is that?
I don't know. Crime does have certain places where there are hot spots, but I do want to make clear that there's hospice fraud throughout the country. Trump himself is focused on Texas and Ohio and Georgia as places for hospice fraud.
Yet California's getting a lot of attention.
We are.
What do you think that's about? What do you think's driving that?
I think it's political. I think it's partisan. I think it's political weaponization.
I mean, do you think this is driven by the fact that Gavin Newsom is likely running for president of the United States, and this is a way to attack a potential Democratic nominee?
It could be part of it. It could be part of it. I mean, the attacks on the governor have escalated and increased.
It's good to see you.
Essayli joined us last week on The Story Is to talk about prosecuting fraud cases on behalf of the federal government.
For critics who say this is a cynical attempt to highlight Gavin Newsom in a negative way when he's about to run for president, you say?
Fraud is the #1 issue for taxpayers who pay taxes every day. We're going to go after fraud wherever it is, if that's a blue state or a red state.
Governor Newsom's press team says Medicare is run by the federal government. On X, they posted, quote, "Glad the federal government is finally stepping up to do their part."
The federal government is the piggy bank. We're the money. The programs are administered through the state. So every single one of these fraudulent hospices, they have to be licensed by the state of California. They're responsible for overseeing the licenses. They're responsible for regulating doctors and nurses.
What do you say to that?
I don't know what his insight is onto the licensing process, and unfortunately, he's very critical of California in many ways, and very partisan, unfortunately, as well. But on the issue of licensing, there's a moratorium on any new licenses that's existed since 2022. It goes till 2027, so it's a 5-year moratorium. No more new licenses for any hospice companies during that period.
Because there was so much fraud, they said we got to stop the licenses?
Oh yeah, there was a state audit. There was legislative attention to this. Policymakers, leaders, the leaders of the California Department of Health, which issues the licenses. The governor, my team. Like, yes, flags were raised.
And the fact that clearly since at least 2022, you've known this was a big problem, if not before then, and that it's still such a big problem, that LA County is still the hotbed of all this, that all this is still going on. In some ways, is that a failure of the state or the federal government, everybody, to regulate this?
I don't think it's a failure. I think it's a sign of the scope and scale of the problem.
Bonta and Essayli have been going back and forth publicly on social media.
I think the state should work with the federal government and not criticize us.
It's like frustrating to have all this partisan conversation and back and forth on an issue that should be bipartisan, and by the way, screws over every taxpayer.
I think that the injection of partisanship is not good. It's not healthy. It's not productive. I don't think it's a two sides thing, though. I think the injection of the partisanship comes largely from Trump and Oz, and unfortunately, First Assistant Essayli does a lot of it himself. And it's unfortunate.